I'd like to welcome, last but not least, our final speaker of this evening, Axel Vansteenkiste. Axel is born in Belgium, and you studied at the Ghent University in Belgium, and afterwards at the Pennsylvania University in the United States. You worked between 2010 and 2012 as a researcher with Gramazio Cola at the ETH Zurich in the field of architecture and digital fabrication. And then you spent a lot of years with Herzog Demeron in Basel, where you worked on projects such as a National Library in Jerusalem, which will be inaugurated in 10 days. So, but you, as far as I know, was there working on this project in the first phase. And also, for example, for the new North Zealand Hospital in Hillerød in Denmark, which is also, I think, a remarkable project, contemporary and current project by Herzog Demeron. And in 2018, you founded your own office in Basel. And the latest information is that you, in this year, you became a teaching assistant with Simon Hartmann at the chair for building and planning and design at the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, the KIT. In your CV, there is also mentioned that you are father of 3 young kids, and that the youngest was born 10 days ago. Congratulations, and we are happy that you are, nevertheless, that you are here. So, and you will accompany us to travel to Japan, because you're focusing on a project executed in Japan. It's a Ushimaru restaurant in Chiba Prefecture. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, as you mentioned, this project is located in Japan, in the Japanese countryside east of Tokyo, halfway between the ocean and the forests, and surrounded by fields and agricultural landscapes, of which most of the ingredients of the restaurant are sourced. It's in an existing building with a European appearance, even though the building is built in very typical Japanese wood construction. The tall dining space has prominent wooden roof trusses, but only a very few small windows facing an adjacent parking. A blind facade separates the interior from an unused garden and also from the beautiful agricultural landscape beyond. And in this photo on the right here, you can clearly see the Japanese bones behind the European skin. The picturesque quality of this agricultural landscape was also very important for us. Also, its relationship to the food that the restaurant serves and the quality of the light, which we illustrated here in a discussion with the client in comparison to a painting by Dutch painter Jacob van Ruysdael. The client wished to extend the dining space and also add a new entrance, a new lounge space, and some new storage and kitchen spaces. And as well open up this kind of introverted space to the beautiful landscape outside. So this addition integrates this program in a rather abstract but clear massing, continuing the existing roof line, but also keeping the features of this European building, like this small entrance portico, which was very important to the client. The new addition connects to the previously blind facade and thus opens up the building to the new garden, which is now used by the chef as a herb garden, and at the same time to the views of the landscape of the fields and the forests in the distance. The layout of the existing building is essentially divided in 2 zones, one long dining space along the south facade, and a zone with kitchen storage and toilets along the north facade. This new addition on the right here is essentially laid out in the same fashion. This duality is expressed in the form of the building by combining two volumes, one tall triangular volume, which encompasses the new entrance and lounge, and a low opaque box, which has the new storage and kitchen spaces. This early concept model shows the long roof coming low down to the ground in order to create a new, very compressed entrance. And after you pass through this new airlock, the tall 7-meter high space appears, and as well the view and the opening to the landscape. So this roof extends down low to the ground as in a way to hide the views of the parking, but also to shade the southern exposure of the sun. But it curves up on one side to indicate and to reveal the new entrance. In order to keep the abstract character of this volume next to this European house, all of the exterior finishes were done in standing seam galvalume, which is a type of steel sheet coated in a zinc aluminum coating, very similar to normal galvanized steel. The windows are all standard, inexpensive aluminum window frames, and the roof has no gutter, no roof edge, and all the roof beams are tapered in a way to, again, keep this abstract appearance of the roof. The combination of these two volumes with different geometries and also different functions inside is also emphasized in this side facade by rotating the facade pattern of the standing seam facade in this triangular volume, as you can see in the images. The skin of the building takes on soft reflections from the sky and from the landscape, which somewhat blends it into the context, but also it makes it change appearance during the day, and in the different seasons, the color of this somewhat reflective material changes. The new space looks out on the new garden and on the fields and the forest in the distance. And besides its function as a reception and a lounge space, it was also conceived as a multi-purpose space for events. So in the future, it could be more than just a restaurant. The expressed wooden truss in this space acts as a buttress, buttressing the large pitched roof against the lower box besides it, containing the kitchen and storage spaces. The columns and the beam supporting the cantilever of this roof were purposely detailed in a way to suggest a very precise balance between the beam, the column, the roof, and the wall, where each of them almost barely touches the others. Then a wooden service wall runs through the whole building from the existing dining space all the way to the new lounge, and it encompasses all the service functions needed for both spaces, so that the space themselves remain flexible and uncluttered. Inspired by the collection of glass handmade plates from the restaurant, we also collaborated with a local glass manufacturer to create some custom-made door handles and light fittings, which with their thick hand-blown glass give a very tactile character to these elements. Thank you.